this comes up. It's going to be pretty strange. Okay, understood. 37 degrees Fahrenheit. Why does it do Fahrenheit? I just need to make sure that this is open, this is working. So it's coming up now. Right, okay, it's started. So I'll just let that go. Okay. Okay, so as I was saying, sorry, I forgot about setting the thing off. We're going to talk about the speaking part. Okay, so the speaking part of the exam is in 4 parts. It's about 15 minutes long. Okay, in total. It may seem longer, I suppose, if you're actually doing the exam, but it's a relatively, let's say, short piece of the exam, considering how long some of the other pieces are. So there are 4 parts to it. The first part is about 2 minutes. You'll be given, or you will be asked a couple of questions, to which obviously you provide answers. We'll have a look at the different pieces in a little bit more detail in a minute. But it's typically introductory stuff. So you talk a little bit about yourself. The questions might be something like, describe your hometown, that type of thing. Talk about hobbies, this type of thing. The first part is very general, but then there will be maybe a more, let's say, a more in-depth question about a hobby or something like this. So what's your hobby? Why do you do it? That type of thing. Okay. This you do on your own, although you are together with another person. You are together with another student. Then there's the second part, which is where you will get, each student gets 3 photos, and you have to talk about them. Now, you have to talk about your photos, but at some point at the end, when you finish talking, the other student will be asked to make a comment on your photos. And so when they've finished talking about their photos, you will be asked to make a brief comment on their photos. So there's a little bit more interaction going on. Although it's not a conversation, it's you commenting on their photos. In the third part, you will be given a topic question and a scheme, and the scheme contains headings which you are supposed to use as the basis for a conversation with your partner. This is a bit longer. It's a couple of minutes, at least 2 or 3 minutes of speaking, but it could be up to 4 minutes. And you are actually conversing with your partner. And then the final part is a more free-form discussion. So if you like, this part here will have you will have some sort of, let's say, support to use for the discussion, because you actually have a scheme with some ideas and some headings. In the fourth part, you don't have a scheme to work on. but it will be connected in some way. It will be a deeper question or deeper questions regarding what's being talked about in part 3. Okay, so we'll have a look at this. We'll have a look at these pieces in a little bit more detail in this section. So looking at the speaking part 1, okay, this is sort of relatively straightforward. So you're going to get start off with questions very, very simple. Where are you from? What do you do here or there? How long have you been studying English? How long have you been studying English? Sorry. What do you enjoy most about learning English, if you actually enjoy it? It's this sort of question. So it's useful to just have, let's say, some prepared answers for this. Now, here this says select one or more questions. This is actually the examiner. This is what the examiner would have in their on their sheet. So according to what they feel like, what side of the bed they got up out of that morning, they could ask you sort of all sorts of different things. So, what free time activity do you most enjoy? What type of hobbies do you do? Why do you do them? What do you like about them? That sort of thing. What sort of work you might like to do in the future. This is obviously this will be typical for a younger person, maybe a younger student, a university student, or a high school student. For an adult, maybe you won't be asked this, but you might be asked something about what do you like about your work, or what do you dislike about your work, that type of thing. Okay, so the important thing here, but again, you will realize this because of the level, the important thing here is to not say too little and not say too much. If you say too much, they'll just stop you. They'll just interrupt you and say, "Oh, we have to go on," and they will give you they will move to the next task. So it's not about sort of you just showing how many words you actually know by trying to say all of the words, in a couple of sentences, but it's about giving a reasonable level of detail, so that you demonstrate that you have the appropriate level of vocabulary, and also let's say the appropriate level of being attentive to the time that you're speaking. Okay. If you just look at this, Agnes has just put the link on the chat, so thank you. Is it? Okay, sorry to hassle you about that. I just realized that I didn't have the link. I should learn how to do that, I think. Okay, what you might notice here is that some of these questions get a little bit, might get a little bit abstract. Do you like using the internet to keep in touch with people? If they ask you that and your answer is no, well, maybe you should invent something. Okay, right. Okay, because the idea is, of course, that you're trying to keep this going. Just 2 seconds. Okay. Okay, so this is the first.
Sorry, Gordon, just one question. But for example, the example you made, you think do you like using the internet? If you say no, you can explain why. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's the important thing is that if you get something that you don't know or that doesn't matter, you can say, oh, I don't really do that, and for this reason, for that reason, as long as you explain, as long as you justify in some way, because of course you're being tested on your ability to respond to a situation in English. So it could quite easily be a situation where you don't say yes, which is fine, as long as you expand on it somehow. That's the important thing. Okay, is that all right? Okay, so looking at the second part, this is where it gets a bit more interesting, let's say, because you're given the photographs. So just one, yeah, okay, just 1 second. Sono, okay. Right. Okay. So I've taken these from some of these things from some past papers, but also from the book. Speaking part, you are given 3 photographs, and you're asked to choose 2 of them. Okay. Very important. They give you 3 because it gives you a bit of a choice. The photographs. Well, it's not simply a picture of something and you have to describe it. Typically, what you're going to be asked to do is you are going to be comparing, and there will be questions. There will be 2 questions which are connected with the photos. You need to answer both questions, okay? And as it says, it's testing your ability to speak over, well, it's a minute and a half, something like that, to speak over a certain, let's say, a slightly sustained time, to compare, describe, express opinions, also to speculate, because one of the things here is when you're comparing, you might be asked to describe what these photographs may have in common, or what connections there may be. So okay, so we're going to have a look at an example now. Okay. So this is typically what the examiner would say. In this part of the test, I'm going to give each of you 3 pictures. I'd like you to talk about 2 of them on your own for about a minute. That's a minute and a half. And also to answer a question briefly about your partner's pictures. Here are your pictures. They show people explaining things. I'd like you to compare 2 of the pictures and say what the speakers might be explaining and what problems the speakers might have. Okay, so these are the photos. Okay, so I'll tell you what, I'll give you a few minutes just to have a look at this, just to have a look at these pictures. They're not fantastic pictures, but I think we can see what the situations are. And I'll just ask a few people around the classroom if they would like to say something about these, about 2 of these photographs. So I'll just give you a couple of minutes just to think about this, have a look at this, and decide which ones you would choose. Okay. So 2 minutes. So 18:30 is when I'll pick this up. Okay.
Please, Gordon, could you zoom a bit the picture?
Yeah, I can make them. I can make them as, I think this is about as big as I can make them.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Now I did put this on the chat. I'll put it on the chat again. So that
Okay, I will open the document.
yeah, because that it might be better for you to zoom it on the on your laptop or on your computer, because these, unfortunately, the copy is not particularly good. So okay, maybe that's all right. Okay, let me just put that on the chat again.
Sorry, can you send the document one more time?
Yes, I've just sent it.
Thank you.
I just got a message, la connessione internet is non è stabile. So that's something that I thought earlier on today. It was a bit Okay, right. So I think we can have a quick look at this. So do I have a volunteer who might want to might want to have a look at the two of the pictures? Anybody, or should I choose someone?
Sorry, Gordon, just one question.
Mm-hmm.
It's very focused on the exam. When you choose the pictures, should you immediately think about the links that you can find between the two of them, so that you can go on easily when you have to compare? Okay, so I did that.
Okay, so which one?
The one that it seems difficult to me, because I don't have a very good lexicon about that. I think that the trial court is at a trial court on the top right.
Okay, so this is a court scene.
Yes, is
okay.
it? So
yeah.
I know that I'm not particularly good with that kind of lexicon. So I said, no, let's keep that one. But that's a very, very political choice. It's a political.
Well, no. It's not. It's a strategic choice in the sense that if you know that. So, like for example, here, what's happening here? It's a coach talking to a football. It's a coach talking to a football team. Okay,
that's easier to manage. That seems
yeah. Okay, so the choice is obvious. If this is easier, you choose this one, and if this is easier, you choose this one. If you feel like you don't know anything about this, it doesn't matter. Just you only need to choose two. So you choose what you choose. That's why they give you three. Okay. So that's absolutely fine. It's not a problem. So this is obviously a kitchen scene, and we've got a chef, and he's doing something. Here we have a lady. She's probably a lawyer, and from the scene, it looks like she's explaining something to the jury. Okay. Okay, so maybe you say you're not sure about the lexicon here, but it doesn't really matter too much, because you're not going into deep legal terms. You're just sort of keeping it fairly general about what are these people explaining. But if you don't feel comfortable with this one, don't do it. Don't use it. Okay. Is that all right? Yeah. So you choose?
Yes. I was asking about that. Also about, you said that I have to compare the two photos.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just went immediately to find something that is similar and that I can compare.
Yeah. Okay. So
I went with, not what I like, but what I can do. That was my
exactly. Well, that's exactly it. That's what you should do. That's the strategy. You go with what you can do.
Yes,
Okay.
sorry, I couldn't find the term. It's a strategy. Yes, I went with a strategy.
Yeah. No. It's perfect. It's perfectly correct. Because remember, you have a few minutes, a relatively short amount of time, to convince this person that you have a certain level of the language. Okay. So it makes sense that you talk about stuff that you feel comfortable with in terms of vocabulary or in terms of fluency or whatever it is. It makes perfect sense, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Okay. So, okay, so you've chosen these two. So the next thing is to actually answer the questions. Okay. So how would you sort of start? How would you start doing that?
Sorry, but are they asking me a question, or am I supposed to speak on my own?
No, they're asking you these questions. These two questions. You will get these two questions.
Sorry.
Yeah.
They are already written there.
I didn't focus on the questions.
No. You focused on the photos. No.
Yes, I did. I focused only on the photo.
Okay. So the important point here, is that you will be given these two questions together. Usually the way they are on the sheet is the three photographs are together, 1, 2, 3, and this question is in a box above it, or these questions are in a box above it. Okay. And so very important point is you're not describing the photo, you're answering the question. Okay. Yeah. So there's no point in saying, oh well, okay, so there's a guy and he's talking to a group, of kids, and it looks like a football team, and okay, that's a bit of a description. What is he explaining? Okay, now you have to look around, look at the photo. Do the kids look happy? Do the kids look sad?
No.
Yeah?
Yes.
No, they don't. So what? So okay. So think about it. What do you think has happened? What do you think might have happened? Or this is a football team, maybe it could be half time. Okay, but did they do well in the first half? Maybe it doesn't look so good because they're looking a little bit. They look a bit down, don't they? Look a bit sort of despondent. Yeah. So, okay. So how would you deal with this? So these are the questions. What might the speakers be explaining, and what problems might the speakers have?
Maybe he's trying to motivate them. They're
Okay.
losing. Maybe he's trying to motivate and to give a different strategy.
Yeah. Okay.
They acted badly in the first time, as you said, or in the first part of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he's trying to motivate and say, okay, you can do, kids, go on.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay. And how would you, so, okay, so that's one thing. What about in this one? What about in the cooking scene?
I think you also have to invent a story before and after, like a flashback, what happened before, or what is the aim of the team, of the meeting, and then try to explain how is developing or...
okay, so can you answer this question then? So what might this speaker be explaining?
Okay, maybe the cook is explaining people who are participating to a cuisine course.
Chef.
How to use,
Mm-hmm.
cook or chef. How to use a chopping board and how to cut vegetables to do something like a base for a sauce.
Okay.
Because there is like onion, carrots, and in Spanish. How can I say? Okay, vegetables, mixed vegetables to use as a base for the sauce. and then he or she, because it's not too much clear.
I think actually
Maybe
it's a he. Looking at the. I think it's a he actually. Looking at the hairstyle. Okay.
Probably they did some mistakes with some dishes, and some customers complained for that. So the chef is explaining how to do well, how to improve. I don't know.
Okay. So do you think these people are chefs, or do you think they might be ordinary people?
Oh, they are ordinary people. I did that. It was a lot of fun. I did.
Okay. So you could draw on your experience. What was it? Was it like a 3-hour afternoon cookery course?
No, it was
or something?
in the evening. It was in the evening.
Okay.
It was really fun because first we cooked and then we ate. And the major aim was try not to cut my fingers with that horrible knife. That was the major.
Yeah. Okay. So you might
maybe.
Maybe
they are not staff and people or clients who complained about the food, but they are like us, ordinary people who are participating to a course, and
or
they are just inquiring to know how to cook something.
Yeah, or it could be. I mean, quite often what happens these days is you have companies pay for staff to go and do cookery courses together as a team building exercise. They do all sorts of things. Yes. Okay. So this is what the speakers might be explaining. Fine. We've got motivation. We've got, let's say, how to use this. It does look quite dangerous, actually. How to use this extremely sharp knife, or how to prepare a particular thing. What problems might the speakers have? So remember.
Some people maybe don't have the basic knowledge about how to marry the ingredients. And so maybe he has to start explaining that first of all, you should have to put some vegetable with oil, and then you should add meat, and then you should. So maybe he has to start from the beginning, because maybe some people who are not used to cook or that kind of food or cuisine, he needs to start from the base. So from the maybe this could be one problem. So
what about this guy? What about this photo? What problems might this speaker have? Because remember, we have two photos.
You mean the coach?
Yeah, the coach. Yes.
Well, it's not easy to find the correct words with kids. Sometimes it's not boring. We are teachers, so I'm a teacher, so I know when I'm boring, because they look bored. So it is very difficult to motivate a group of kids who are losing a match. Maybe finding the correct strategy, the correct words, the correct body gestures, and so on. That's the point.
Okay. Yeah. No, that sounds good. Okay. Can I ask, did anybody have a look at this photograph here? Or was this did people tend to avoid this one? Because it's maybe not so familiar.
Everybody's avoiding that one.
I would avoid it.
Okay. Well, okay. So, but let's just have a look at it, because I think this. I can understand why people would avoid it, because they think, oh, it must be legal, technical, whatever. But it's not, because what do you think that? First of all, it's a courtroom scene, so most likely this person is a lawyer or the prosecutor, whoever. And these people, it's a jury. So, because this looks like an American court, there's an American flag here. So this person is explaining to a jury, explaining to a group of people. What might she be explaining?
She might be explaining the facts that can prove that a person could be guilty or innocent. So she's explaining a fact. For example, if she's defending her client, should be explaining what happened and give reasons why she thinks her client is innocent, and so she's trying to convince all the jury about that. I think.
That's fine. That's excellent. That's great. Okay. So the question then becomes, what problems might she have? So she's trying to convince the jury. She's trying to lay down the evidence as from the point of view of the defendant, who is saying obviously that they didn't do the thing, whatever that is. But what problems does the speaker have here?
To have strong issues, themes to tell them. Otherwise, she couldn't be believed. Otherwise, she could be seen weak as a defensor, maybe, if she would be a defensor.
Yeah. So I think you did actually, or someone did actually use the word to convince. She has to convince the jury. She has to be convincing. Okay. So in this case,
probably our client could be the guilty, so it could be more difficult to convince the jury.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So like, for example, you could, she's got the job of defending a serial killer, and so she has to convince the jury that this person is not actually as evil as they really are. So yeah, this is fine.
Fight against prejudices that.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. Okay.
To pay the
Absolutely.
To pay the mind of her consciousness, because she has to be very, how can I say, very strong to manage to lie or to say is a very good person. I mean, like in consciousness.
It's not consciousness, it's conscience. Okay. Conscience.
Yes.
Conscience. No, it's okay, because consciousness is being awake and understanding things.
Yes.
But yeah, I think from the point of view of this type of situation, the lawyers, I could never be. I don't think I could ever be a lawyer.
They are used to.
But you don't lie. You don't lie. Come on, you don't lie. You just put things from another point of view.
Well, let's put it this way. I think they learn how to deal with this. Okay, and of course they would say from the point of view of, but we're not here to discuss, let's say, legal issues. But from the point of view, everybody has the right to a defense. Okay.
Yes.
Even the most evil person in the world has the right to a defense. So I think this is where they would come from. But yes, it must be very difficult. It must be very difficult sometimes. Okay, but coming back to the exam, the point is, what you would do is you would talk very, very briefly. So it looks like it's a group of school kids, maybe a football match. Maybe they're not doing very well. It's half time, and the coach is trying to motivate the team because they need to win the match, or they need to pull out a good result. On the other hand, in this photograph for the chef, it looks like we have a group of people, maybe ordinary people, doing a cookery course, and he's explaining how to use a special knife to cut vegetables, or he's explaining how to use a particular technique. the problem here is to motivate the kids, and the kids he has to use the right language, he has to use the right terms, he has to use the right body language to be convincing. I think in this case, in the case of the chef, the problem he has is to demonstrate, is to show and communicate a practical technique which he wants them to learn. In other words, to understand exactly how to hold the knife or how to hold the instrument, and how to prepare the food. Something along those lines. Okay. So the important point here is you have the questions, you should answer both of them, okay? Be aware of spending too much time on the easier photo, okay? So you may have two easy photos that you can choose, which is fine, but just be aware you only have a minute, okay? So you don't really want to be spending too much time on one and not on the other, okay? Yeah. So I'm going to have a look at another example. Okay. And in this case, we've got adults and children talking to each other. This is what the examiner would say. I'd like you to compare two of the pictures and say why they might be talking to each other and how each of them might benefit from this. Okay. So why and what's the benefit? Okay. Now, I think it might have been Valentina had sort of anticipated this question, which was, would you choose the most difficult or would you choose the easiest photos? Since the easiest photos will help you talk, you choose the ones that you feel most comfortable with. Okay, just remember that what you think might be the easiest is not necessarily what someone else will, so it doesn't really matter, it's up to you. Okay. This is an important question, actually. It's so if you look at the question, it says, say why they might be talking to each other and how each of them might benefit. So we're talking about adults and children talking to each other. Okay. This question says, should you just talk about the children, how the children might benefit? No, you have to talk about how both the adults and the children might benefit. Okay. So these are the photos. Okay. Unfortunately, they're not fantastic photos, but I think what we can see is, we've got this scene. It's a father talking to his son, or whoever it is talking to a young lad. We've got something in a kitchen, and they look like they're looking at photographs here. Okay, so I'll give you a couple of minutes just to have a look at this and to answer these questions. Why might the people be talking to each other, and how might each of them benefit from this? So choose two, and we'll talk about it in a couple of minutes. Okay, so I'll give you a few seconds just to think about this. Okay, so at about 5 to 55. Okay. Okay. Right. So, a volunteer. Anybody interested in volunteering?
It would be nice to hear the voices of those who haven't spoken up to now. So.
Yeah, it would actually.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
The only thing is this Zoom thing is a bit weird because it just leaves me with a column of only 5 names. And so I can't really see who else is around the table. Unless when it goes into screen sharing, it sort of reduces the even if you have 2 screens.
It's true.
It's stupid. It really is stupid.
Imagine when we have a whole classroom in a didattica a distanza, and you just a bit of them.
Yeah, exactly. Okay,
you could have a look at the participants. So you can choose.
Okay, I'll tell you. I can see Alice. She's got her camera open, and she looks like she's falling asleep. So,
yes.
Are you falling asleep? I'm hungry.
Yes, absolutely. I'm tired for a long day at school, but I'm not sleeping.
Well, I think everybody I've been talking to over the, because I've been quite busy at schools as well. Quite busy at school as well. So
may I add, I apologize, but my video is really of bad quality. I keep it usually off. This is the reason why you didn't see me. No,
it's okay. We can see the top of your head. It's fine. Okay, Alice.
Yes. In this case, should I choose 2 pictures or?
Yeah. It's always 2. It's always 2 pictures.
Okay. So I like picture number 3.
Mm-hmm.
I think in this picture there's a grandma with I don't know if it's a granddaughter or a grandson.
Okay.
I think it's
a grandchild.
Okay, a grandchild, very good, perfect. Okay, with a grandchild, probably they are looking at some pictures. Probably the grandma is showing some pictures from her past.
Yeah.
So the grandchild is curious. Probably he is asking some questions about the pictures, about the people on the pictures. So he is learning something about the past, about his or her grandmother's past. So the benefits we know from the children in this case could be to learn something more about history. I don't know. From grandmother, it could be probably she can learn from the child to enjoy every moment and to remember her past, probably. To be happy for that. It could be.
Yeah, so she by talking with her grandchild about her past, she's remembering things, and no, that's nice.
She can feel useful too.
Okay, so which other photo would you choose?
The 2, I think they are, I don't know if they are sister or mom with their daughter. They are cooking, they are baking some cake or biscuits.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, it looks like it's biscuits or something, doesn't it?
Yes,
because
some biscuits.
It's in a baking tray. Okay.
Yeah. In this case, they are cooking together, so they can enjoy this time together, and probably the mother can profit of her daughter's creativity. It could be. So the benefits could be that the daughter is learning how to prepare biscuits, cookies, and her mother can use her daughter's creativity, because sometimes children can suggest something different, something particular. To prepare biscuits in a different way. I don't know, some ingredients that we can add, or a particular shape, a particular form. In this case, they enjoy the time together too, like the grandmother and the grandchild.
Okay, that's good. Nice. Okay, Francesco.
Yes. Oh.
Which ones did you choose?
Okay, I'm not in the right mood, but
okay. No, it's okay.
I think that I'd rather choose the medium one, the number 3.
Okay.
And I guess that I tried to interpret the approach of a mother to his child in order to explain something with regard to the figure, to the picture they're both looking at.
Okay.
But
no,
my fantasy is not so.
No, that's
that's
fine.
To imagine the following of a description of the interpretation.
Okay, so because the thing is this, and this is I picked this up when I was over the last year when I've been working with typically younger people doing the B2 or the B1 exams. They're all very similar, these exams, in the sense that you get the same type of tasks in each one. It's just they get a little bit more complicated according to the level that you're dealing with. And the photo tasks, they comments like, do they not have any normal photographs? Well, of course, they choose these photographs deliberately to because they don't want you to describe simply a scene.
Yes, of course.
It's the situation,
but has to be dealt with.
Yeah, so I can understand perfectly that sometimes some of the photographs you look at them and you think, even a native speaker would say, well, what would I say about that? Okay, so
exactly.
Okay,
I like the photograph. I think they convey a deep meaning apart from the quality of the photos.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah,
they do convey a meaning. If we have to talk about the benefit that each other can have, I do find a lot of benefits that they can share. So I like them better than the first couple that he showed us.
Better than these ones.
Yes.
Yeah, so again, this is one of the things you never know what you're going to get. So you may get something like this, and you may feel much more at home with this type of thing, or you may have photographs which are not so, let's say, not so user friendly for you. Who knows? Did anybody say anything about the first one?
Yes, I went straight for that.
Okay.
That's a deep meaning to me. I imagine they are in front of a school, and it is, I see kids climbing the stairs.
Yeah,
with
okay.
the rucksack. So I imagine it is a school, and this is the new school for the boy. It's the first day, and he's talking to his dad, and the dad is trying to calm him down, and he shows that he cares for him, and the kid is smiling. So he was really scared. He was freaking out for going to the school to go, freaking out 2 or freaking out 4. I don't know, freaking out to go.
I wouldn't use the term freaking out in an exam. It's just a little bit too colloquial.
Okay,
I think.
Scared.
Yeah, he's scared. He's scared. Okay.
I used it when I went in for my exam. So, and so the dad. So it's the benefit is both, because the kid is scared, and so he knows now that that's care for him. And it is important for the dad to share time and feelings with his son. So I do find it's it's a good photo to talk about.
Yeah. No, this. I mean, I think as a set of photographs, I think these are actually quite nice, and the question is reasonable. It's these are good questions, I think. So yeah, I think that's a good one. That's a good one. Okay, so if that's all right. Oh, we've got another one here as well. This is actually, the photographs are a little bit better because it's taken from. This is actually taken from an exam paper, and it's it's again similar sorts of things, similar sorts of questions. So why might the people be doing these things together, and how might the people be feeling? Okay, now this is maybe a little bit more well, it's obviously going to be quite subjective, but I'll give you a couple of minutes to think about these photos as well. Okay, so at around about just before 10 past, I will let you I'll catch up with you again. Okay. Okay, right. Let's see what we've got. So, volunteer, someone who hasn't said anything. Eleonora or Chiara? Are you there? Nope. Okay. Steffi.
Okay, here I am. I could start. from the
Okay,
first.
so first of
From
all,
the first photo.
which two?
Thank you, Gordon, for skipping me.
No, I'm just picking people at random from the list. So, which two would you choose?
I would choose number. I can't say the number. The first one, the skiers, yeah, and the three little girls.
And the three little girls. So you choose these two. Okay.
Yeah.
So what would you say? What would you say? Why
So
might these?
About the first photo, could say that they are a group of skiers, maybe friends, maybe they aren't friends, but they seems to be determined to arrive at a certain place. Maybe and that at the top of the mountain, a kind of mountain. I don't know if it is a mountain that we can see in the photo.
They're trying to arrive at this black black pyramid.
To that, I guess, pyramid. Yeah, good. And we don't know how they feel because we can't see their faces, but they seems to be well determined to reach that point, that place. I can say, maybe. Yeah.
Do you think they would be tired?
Yes, I think they could be a bit tired. Anyway, they are still going on, so so they are strong enough to reach to that place. I think it seems as if they were like that. I don't know.
Okay, no, this is
fine. Truth, but I think that. Why on the other photo we can see three small girls that are preparing some cookies and biscuits. Maybe it is Christmas time.
Yeah, actually, I was just looking at that because you can see there's a star and this is actually a tree.
Shape, so tree, Christmas tree shape. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's also this.
Sorry, what is it?
Okay, this is a Christmas tree biscuit, and
Christmas tree or star.
And these are stars.
Yeah.
And there's also a Christmas wreath here as well. I just noticed that. So yeah, it looks
so
like
maybe they are preparing these for their family, for members of their family, maybe for their grandfathers, mothers, or their moms or dads. We don't know. And they're experimenting also how to do this sort of biscuits or cookies. And they seem really interested in what they are doing. And not bored at all, and curious about how the result could be.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. So, did anybody say anything about this photo? So, I'm going to try Chiara and Eleonora again. But I suspect that they've gone to eat some spaghetti or something.
Eleonora and Chiara wrote that the microphone doesn't work.
Ah, the microphone doesn't work. Okay. This is okay. So that's it. Yeah. I didn't see the chat because it's over the other side of the second screen. Okay, the microphone doesn't work. Sorry, teacher. Okay, well that is a very poor excuse. That is a very poor excuse.
We are used to that. We are
okay. So
not the microphone, not the camera. Maybe the brain doesn't work well.
The dog. Okay, this is the classic one. Ate my microphone. Okay, let me just
see what you are writing anyway.
I know. I'm going to put it.
See.
I know you can't see because I'm not showing you. Oh.
Okay.
Okay. I'm sorry, teacher. This is a dad. The dog ate my microphone.
Okay.
But that's you. We could write a book, okay, Gordon? We could definitely write a book. Do you remember the old book in Italian? Io speriamo che me la cavo. We can now write it again with a new dad.
Yeah, exactly. So the dog ate my microphone. The laptop fell off the table and it broke the camera.
Yeah. Okay.
Blah blah blah. Okay. Okay, so I'll leave Eleonora alone and Chiara. How about Deborah? Are you there?
Yes, I am. You're here.
Okay. Okay. Did you say anything about this photo?
Okay, yes. There are two young people that are playing music. One is playing guitar, is a guitarist, I think, and the other one is playing percussion. I think they could have a music band, so they are proving for some event.
Okay, so they are practicing.
Practicing. Okay. They are practicing together, and they seems to be happy. I think they are enjoying with music, and they have a feeling in doing this, and they seems to be I don't know how to say. They have a particular way to relate themselves, because they are observing what they are doing, meanwhile the other is playing.
No, that's good. That's good, because what they're doing is they, if anyone has ever played in a band,
yeah,
you do a lot of communicating, non-verbal communication to understand what's happening. It looks like they might be improvising. They might be making it up. How do you think they're feeling?
Because I think that they are observing together each other, and so I think that this feeling is important to play music together.
Okay. So do you think they're feeling quite happy, quite relaxed?
Yes, I think they are enjoying.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay, excellent. So does anybody? Sorry.
Yeah, I would say that you were right when you said that is maybe these 3 pictures are the best, because agree with me is quite impossible to choose. I wouldn't be able to choose one of them, because the 3 have the same structure, that is like sharing is something important, is something good. When people are sharing experience, they can feel better, because they can enjoy together, and they can chat each other, they can build something good. I mean, like relationships or cookies or a concert or music. So I think the 3 has the same meaning. So together is better.
Okay, so this poses a question, which is, what do you do if you have the situation where you have 3 photographs and you can't choose?
Oh, I'm counting like 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, because you have no time to really think about it. You just have to go with your gut feeling. So
I would choose the music situation, because I like very much music and playing. So I would think about drum, guitar, and piano, and all the stuff. And the 3 little girls that are cooking, because I like more. So maybe I would choose these 2.
Okay, again, just remember, you only have a relatively small amount of time, short amount of time, and you need to answer the questions. Okay, so that's the key thing.
Might people? Because
why are they doing these things together, and how do you think they're feeling?
So the first why could be because sharing experience is improving for each other, the quality of life, I mean, in general, and because to concert the things, you need to be more than one. Otherwise, it would be like a solo, in music as well as in cooking and everything. And how I think that they would feel more satisfied and more happier. I mean, and something to remember together, something that you built together, that you made together.
Yeah, confident too, I think, because if you are worried about something, I don't know, skiing or playing in a band before an audience, you can be more confident if you are playing or skiing or doing something together with other people who can support you, can cheer you. You can say that.
Yeah.
It can improve you.
Yeah. No, that sounds fine. Okay, so these are the sorts of I think this type of exercise is good because it's also useful for practicing building vocabulary and remembering that the sorts of questions you get at this level are a bit more abstract. It's not simply describe the photo, okay, which is the sort of question you get at a lower level. You get these are much, you have to in some cases sort of imagine what the situation might be like, and it's highly likely that you've never been in that type of situation, so or that you may not remember, so you have to sort of use your imagination in some way. Okay, so
but I'm gonna add something. I have a feeling that when you describe when you answer the questions, and you want to describe what you see in the picture, you should do something, start from the answer and then go back to the description. And it is maybe not very natural for us. We would start from describing what we see and then go to the conclusions or assumptions. We think what is happening or what they're doing, and etc.
Yeah, I mean, I think what you can do to make it a little bit more natural is you can say, okay, well, I've chosen to look at this photograph here, which is a group of people on a skiing expedition. So I've introduced it, okay, but then I can say, and I think they will. I think they're on a skiing expedition to reach this mountain, and they probably they may have been on quite a long journey, so they're probably feeling a bit tired, but at the same time they're feeling elated or happy because they are almost at the end. They're almost at the point that they wanted to get to. Okay, so you can start off. I know I think you're right about the idea of focusing on the question. Give it a little bit of an introduction. Okay, so you set the scene rather than say, I think this is a group of happy skiers because they've nearly finished. Okay, yeah, but yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I think the idea is to remember the focus that you don't have a lot of time, and you should answer the questions. Surprisingly, some people only answer one of them, which is it sounds a bit strange, but some people do. Okay, that's good.
You know that in 2001, I did the DSE for Spanish language, and it was quite different because they showed some photo material. I mean, photo like the one that were many years ago, and they asked to describe first and then to speak about something they were asking.
Yeah.
That was very different. Not different, but and very long. We had to talk like 20 minutes, half an hour. It was very, and write an essay like a proper discussion, like a theme, you know.
Yeah. What can I just ask you? What level was that? Was that like a C1 level?
C2.
C2. Yeah.
So well, maybe they were both the tasks, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, to be absolutely honest with you, okay, it does depend. Right, I've seen the Cambridge exams and I've seen the IELTS exams. IELTS is a little bit different, but it's still a Cambridge exam, and I have a little bit of experience of doing language exams myself. Yeah, I think, to be honest with you, I think the speaking parts of these exams are a little bit short, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think they should be. I think at C1, C2, you should be speaking for a bit longer, to be honest with you, because that way you can demonstrate full use of tenses and what have you, and appropriate vocabulary. But this is the way Cambridge have decided to to put the exam together. So this is what you get.
Yeah.
Oh,
and writing as well, because if you write a proper thing to the fund, is something more.
Well, I'll tell you, I did an Italian exam about a year and a half ago, and the writing exam. Well, okay, it was a bit longer than the English equivalent, but that was okay because there was loads of stuff to write about. The speaking exam was very short, but the listening exam, this was something which I was a little bit thrown by, because when you do the Cambridge exams, the audio tracks are very clean. Okay, they're very clean, so you can hear perfectly. It's nice, clean sound.
Yeah.
On the Italian exam, and I can't remember whether it was Cerli or it was the other one. It was the audio was as if it had been recorded from an old telephone. Yeah, and it was really,
the Spanish one as well was very bad.
And it was very bad. But the thing is, I read about it because I was thinking, good Lord, you can't do this. Yeah? And they were saying, no, they take an audio from a natural situation. And I was on the phone the other day to someone, and the audio was terrible, and I was trying to understand what they were saying. So it's different ways of organizing things. But anyway. Oh.
I have memory from 2001, so it's very
this stuff sticks with you. Okay. Right. I'm just looking at the time here. We've got about 3 minutes, so I'd suggest I'm just going to make a note of this of where we got to, because I'm going to suggest that we don't really have time to start a new one. But what I was thinking of doing next week, I think we have our last session before. Yeah, we have our last session before Christmas. I was thinking I'll just finish this particular part, the speaking part. We'll do parts 3 and part 4, and we'll pick up on some of the reading stuff after Christmas. So, does anyone have any questions from this, or any comments about this, what we've done this evening?
Sorry, I must go because my little niece has just arrived. So
it's okay. That's okay.
I haven't met him for 5 days, so I want
okay. No, so it's not a niece. It's a nephew. It's a nephew.
Yes, a nephew. Yes.
A nephew.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm really sorry.
No, it's okay.
Have a nice holiday. See you in January, I think.
There is one I think there's a session next week.
Oh yeah, I don't remember. Good. I will check.
Yes, there is another one.
That's right. Next week.
Well,
next week. Okay, see you next week. Okay, thank you, Alicia.
Bye.
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 Okay.
Gordon,
bye.
you asked if we have some questions. I wrote one for you before the dog at the microphone.
Okay.
Please, could you explain the difference
between the image between image, picture, and photo?
Yeah, is it the same? Exactly.
They used synonymously. Image is any graphical representation of something, be it a painting or a photo or whatever. Okay, a drawing. A photo obviously is a photo.
Yeah,
and a picture is more similar to image in the sense that it's more generic, but it could also be a painting. Okay. These are fairly generic, fairly generic terms. Obviously, a photo is a photo.
Okay.
But can you refer to a photo as a picture?
Yeah.
And not an image anyway.
And an image, yes, it's an image. Yeah,
both of them.
Because an image is a representation of something.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like a category.
Can you start by saying in this image or in this picture?
Yeah, in this picture or in this image, fine.
Okay.
It's synonymous. There's not. It's not a.
I have a grammar question, Gordon. One of the, I don't know who said, I like very much music. I would say I like music very much.
Yeah, that's, yeah, because I like very much music is a very Italian type of construction. Okay. And so, yeah, I would never say that. I would say I like music a lot. I like music very much. Yeah. So at this level, you have to be a little bit careful about.
Yes, but is this correct or not?
No, it's not correct.
Not correct. Okay.
So the thing is this. And while you're there, Adriana, I just want to make a comment about the use of more colloquial language. Okay, now it could be a personal thing from my point of view, or it could be a more general thing. But for example, when we're talking about children, I wouldn't use the word kid, simply because it's just too colloquial here. I would use the word children, or these children are playing together or doing something like that. You may think it may be that I'm a little bit more formal. I don't know, but it just doesn't sound quite as for me. It doesn't have quite the right, let's say, register. That's the
register. You see, I've been told off by the Cambridge Examiner because I like to go, but in all the magazines which come from America, they say I like to go, and I stick. I like going. So you see.
Hold on, Adriana. I like to go in what sense?
Oh, well, the grammar point. You know, the Cambridge Examiners sometimes they stick to the English patterns.
No. Sorry, I don't understand. Can you give me an example?
I like to go skiing, or I like going skiing. They are both.
No. I like to go skiing. It's fine. I would say that.
Yes, I'm sure it is, because I find that in magazines.
I like to go to the cinema. I like to go skiing. I like to go.
Sometimes they stick to. I've learned my English in England. I normally say I like going, I like skiing, but they are both correct.
Okay.
For the register. Okay, for the register.
Okay, Adriana. The other thing is that it depends on where you're from in England.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, because I'm from the north, so I and everybody I know would say I like to go. I like to do. Yeah. Okay. I like to go. I think it will depend on where you're from. Okay, so it's absolutely correct.
Yes.
Whatever they say.
Okay, thanks for the register. Okay. I will try to.
No, it's just because it just comes across a little bit more. There's a bit more weight to it. Yeah.
Okay.
Va bene.
When it happens again that somebody says something that is not the best, like I said, I like music. I like very much music. Please just say.
Yeah. Okay, I'll come. I'll do that, because sometimes. But sometimes the conversation's just going on, and I'm sort of following a particular train, and I don't notice. Okay, so
bye.
okay, thank you everybody, and